Well, hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in again. Next up in our series here, where you'll see folks not on the floor at InfoComm, but very calm and rested after the event was over. But we get to talk with my friend and yours, Steve Bogart of Atlona. And Steve, we know Atlona didn't have a booth at InfoComm this year, but we also didn't see you at InfoComm this year. I'm kind of curious. HETMA threw some pretty big parties. I'm curious why we didn't see you.
Yeah, unfortunately, right before InfoComm, I broke my ankle in South Padre with a dislocation, got carried off by 6 of my new friend firefighters, barefoot off a fishing pier about a mile. So thanks to the first responders for carrying me off, getting me safely loaded to a pickup, into a ambulance, and off to the hospital where I could get my ankle reset and then return to Dallas on the second day of vacation.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, we'll call that a pass. You get a pass on that one for this year. I'm so sorry that happened, man.
Although I have to admit, this is like the first InfoComm I've missed in like 30 years. I mean, I've done them like every year of my career, starting in software and now with Atlona. Shortest week ever.
Yeah.
Even though I was laid up on the couch with my foot up and not drinking, man, shortest week ever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sorry your vacation got wrecked amongst other things, and glad to see you smiling again after that. You know what I'm saying? What must have been a very fun experience.
Yeah, not so much.
Not so much. Okay, so well then this is a great time to kind of look back. So then what with us not being able to talk with you there and all that, what does Atlona have going on that the higher ed community needs to know about, kind of in this season of product rollouts and things like that?
Yeah, so we've got several new products that have come out that we're planning to talk around the InfoComm time. Although we didn't have a booth this year, we still have product schedules that come around that time. The first one is the SW21TX. So think HD-based T transmitter, USB-C and HDMI at the transmitter location. It's also got an HDMI output. So great for those really small classrooms, can tie into the projector's HT-based T input, or you can use one of our receivers. But it's going to have the USB switching and video switching all at the same time. Any of those USB devices that you share at the lectern are going to be available to that new device that gets plugged in.
That's awesome. And it obviously, like, down the road of that, they say flexible for kind of lots of different use cases.
Yeah, it's with a lot of our Atlona stuff. We have both USB and HDMI switching at the same time on a lot of our HT-based T stuff. And then the next one we had is kind of a new product offering for Atlona, which is an SDVoE based. So it's a 10x8 matrix switcher. A lot of people are getting out of the matrix switcher business, but we still have 2 new ones this year, a 10x8, which is HDMI on the input, and SDVoE on the output.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the network switch built into it, and then the receivers can either be a scaling receiver or just a straight through receiver, but it's using the SDVoE technology, so it can be connected using fiber for longer runs or Cat5, Cat6. And then an upgrade to our hardware gateway. So we made it faster, better. It starts with as a 20-room gateway, which will do 40 scheduling panels. It can be had license added to it for 30 rooms and up to 60 scheduling panels.
Nice.
Those were the 3 new products that we're talking about right now. We do have some new ones coming out in July and August, which is kind of unusual for us to have ones coming out kind of mid-year, mid-span, and not on the ISC InfoComm schedule. But stay tuned.
Well, it's okay. You can break news here with us. It's fine if you want to go ahead and let us know about those.
Marketing has told me if I do that
I
again,
know.
that the electrodes that they've installed on me will just be activated, and
No, I totally understand. So, Atlona is definitely one of those that, like, the ecosystem mindset is there. It's really one of those manufacturers you can look at and go, there, like almost any situation or problem I run into, you guys not only have a solution, but it could be based on a couple of, like you said, AV over IP, now some SDVoE based and HD based, T based, and that sort of thing. How do you see that sort of all encompassing service model moving forward for Atlona? Is that sort of the mindset there is, be ready no matter what comes up, that we've got products out there to solve that problem?
Yeah, and we're always looking for feedback on what you guys need, right? We do focus groups with HETMA all the time, figuring out, what we're going to bring out. But our strive is really to make it an open product. So if you want to use it with our ecosystem, great. Velocity is a great little platform, very easy to use, won't be held hostage by a programmer, holding out source code. Touch panels can be as simple as a phone, can be an iPad tablet, can be a Samsung tablet. No real requirement to use our glass. If you want our glass, great. We have very inexpensive glass in 7-inch and 10-inch glass, and then an all-in-one gateway in the 10-inch. But if you want to use Crestron, Extron, AMX, any of the other control platforms out there, all of our stuff is open API and works very well with that.
That's cool. Yeah, that it's like, yeah. There's no reason to not take a look at something that's out there, and I would just say, like, of the things that are out there now that kind of have, as you mentioned, HDMI, video audio switching next to USB and a lot of flexibility in that. Atlona was one of the first, I think, to have a lot of those things that we're solving some of those problems, and also at a price point that makes these things more accessible in larger numbers, I think, to some institutions.
Price point and available.
Yeah.
We've been known for.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, since you can't spill the beans on new products coming, and we've got these new ones here to kind of take a deep dive on and look and go out. So besides new products, and what was you look forward now to, the planning for InfoComm 26 or the coming year never stops, right? Everybody's going. What are you kind of excited about? Like, what should higher ed really know about, Atlona as a partner for us, in the coming years?
Well, we're going to be at a lot of the local events. That's really going to be our strive. That was the decision we made on InfoComm, was to kind of pull from InfoComm, pull back a little bit for that, and do a lot more of the local events where you have a little more time, a little more intimacy. We did the one in Rochester, New York, that was a local event. And then I believe the next one is Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. This is July 11th. I'll be there.
Yeah, I was going to be there, but no.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Well, I love that. That is one of the things that why we love so much those kind of local events, and like your guys' desire to have those real conversations and really be, so directly in touch with end users and with the higher ed vertical in particular, so that you get the time to ask the questions and understand what's really happening and look under the hood and put things to the test. That's been fun to do that. Yeah, in a big booth at a trade show, you don't get the chance to do. At a 6-foot table with somebody standing there, you can go, all right, well, I'm going to unplug this plug and let's see what happens with the thing.
Yeah, right. And marketing's not there to yell at you for it.
Exactly. You can get away with a lot more with that. Well, all right, that's awesome, Steve. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us on that. And it's good to know that you are on the mend, because we need you around for our community to be whole, and our appreciation to Atlona and all the work you guys are doing to make things that help higher education deliver for students and teachers.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the time.